Welcome to TIFU. Today, I'll share with you the story of how TIFU by getting stuck on my roof. Okay, so this actually happened yesterday, but I've only just mentally recovered enough to speak about it. So it was a sunny day, and in my flat the only place the sun really hits is the window facing onto the roof and the street below. I decided, obviously, to sit on my windowsill with the window wide open and get some sunbathing in. I don't spend that long on the windowsill because I get hungry, and I decide to go back in, swinging my legs round back into my living room. Somehow, I manage to knock my phone off the edge with my hand, and it goes fucking flying further onto the roof. My flat is on the top floor, and the roof slants for a bit, and then is just kind of flat. So it's not the most dangerous roof out there. Obviously, I'm not just gonna leave my phone out there, 'cause what if it rains? Like I need my phone, man. Anyway, I go and get it by scooting over to it really slowly, so I don't trip and fall off the edge. I'm being so safe about it, surely nothing could go wrong. Well, as I get out from under the window, which opens upwards, I must have knocked it, and it fucking flies shut. Not fully, but it closes the latch which you need to push up to open it. My jaw has never dropped so fast in my life. Because of fucking course this happens to me. Of course this happens when all of my flatmates are out of town. I panic a little, but I'm like, I just need to push up the latch from below. It'll be fine. I find some kind of metal bar further on the roof, because this building is falling apart, seconds away from just straight up disintegrating. I manage to slip my hand through the tiny gap in the side and try with all my strength to push the latch up. When I tell you I was sat for like 20 minutes trying to push this latch up, I am not joking. My hand and arm is all scratched up because of it. Well, I get nowhere with that metal bar, so I decide to call my friend, who has a lot more common sense than me. They tell me to call 999, so I do. I'm already embarrassed because I've been stuck on this fucking roof for long enough already, and now I have to tell the authorities how I managed to get stuck on the roof like a dumbass. They come 5 minutes later, sirens and all, and they call me again. I scoot closer to the edge and wave down at them. And on the phone, I tell them I can just chuck my keys down to them, so we don't have to shut down the entire road to get me down. Nope. They put up fucking safety tape, and they start fucking maneuvering the cherry picker, cool name IDOWorkHereLady, to come get me. I'm actually considering just jumping off at this point. I'm so embarrassed. Not only have I done the dumbest thing imaginable and locked myself on the roof, literally everyone in the entire city has come to see what the fuck is happening. Like there is a crowd waiting outside the tape just watching me. I get on the cherry picker, and I get down, which is actually quite cool that I got to go on that. If I wasn't so humiliated, I would have enjoyed it in GL. After I got down, I was so set to run back into my flat and just never leave it again, but of course the police have to ask me if I'm suicidal, so I have to tell them, no, I'm just a fucking moron. They probably agreed with me, honestly. I wouldn't blame them. Anyway, I obviously told everyone in my life about this because it's kind of fucking hilarious now that I think about it. I don't think my parents are very proud of me anymore. But whatever, they raised me like this, so it's kinda their fault. Sure, they could have unlocked your house with your keys, but they had already taken the time and effort to drive the truck and equipment there. I'm sure they just saw it as an opportunity to do some training/practicing. I love this story, because everything here would absolutely happen to me, and I'd have the same exact reactions too. Of course, this would happen at this moment is my constant train of thought when annoying things happen. Glad you survived. TIFU by falling in love with my friend with benefits. MNSFW, my friend, 22F, and I, 22M, met during our first year of college. We were in the same class and sat next to each other on the first day. We had the same interests, the same thoughts on mostly everything, so we became close very quickly. Another thing we have in common is that we are both bisexuals. I have always been comfortable with my sexuality, and never wanted to keep it a secret. I told her after we'd known each other for 2 to 3 months, and she also told me the fact that she is bi. Thanks to that, we became even closer. We started to talk more on other topics, sex. She's a top while I'm a bottom, and we had both ended our relationships of 1 and 2 years. One day when we went out for a drink, she started saying that she's pretty pin-up, and has been thinking about sex frequently. I then said that I feel the same and asked why don't we become FWB as a joke. I thought she wouldn't remember it given that she was pretty drunk at that point. I called her an Uber and sent her home safely. The next morning she texted me back thanking me for sending her home, and saying that she wanted to become FWB if that's okay with me. I mean, we haven't had sex for a long time, which we have already admitted with each other, and she's also my type, long hair, wear glasses, nice smile. There weren't any reasons for me to say no, so I agreed. Fast forward to when we decided to meet up for sex. She said that she has experience with pegging from her previous relationships, so we can do that if I want to. Obviously I said yes. My previous girlfriends never agreed to even try. The sex was good. No, it was amazing. Our body compatibility was off the roof. She is better at sex than any other partners I have ever had, and it wasn't awkward when we switched roles. After that day, the thought that this might be a bad idea came to my mind a few times, but the sex was just too good. It has been over 6 months since we started being FWB. I've noticed that I can't wait to see her again after every time we did it. Whenever I see her at class, my heart beats like crazy and I lose control of myself. When I don't see her, I want to know what she's doing. I constantly think about her. I know that I'm in love with her, and I'm not a person who can keep their feelings to themselves. 3 days ago, when I had enough courage to tell her how I felt, she sent me a text saying she wanted to meet up. She told me that she is seeing someone and we can still be friends, just not FWB. I wanted to tell her about my feelings, but the thought that everything might change scared me. I congratulated her and left after that. We still talk when we have class together, but she also talks a lot about her lover now, and my heart drops every single time she mentions them. I'm not planning to break them apart or anything. The person she's seeing is really great, and I'm happy for her. It's just that unrequited love hurts, that's all. Now I'm regretting becoming FWB with her. I didn't know it would turn out like this. Hey, at least you didn't circumcise yourself for her. TIFU, I left my pink thing in the shower. This happened yesterday, and I still haven't seen my brothers. I live with my mom and brothers. My brothers and I share a bathroom. I was stressed out Saturday night, and decided the shower would be the appropriate place to get clean, whilst getting dirty with myself. Big mistake. I left that object in the shower, and forgot about it. Sunday morning, I wake up, happy to be awake, but warm because it's getting hot outside. I begin to think to Saturday night, and if I put away said object away. The horrifying realization that I hadn't, that my brothers saw said object when they showered for work, and it was there for them to see made me get out of bed, and race to the bathroom. There, hanging on by the smaller appendage, was my pink thing. I walked back to my room, and stayed in bed for the rest of the day. TIFU, by making my mom think I'm a whore dog. This particular fuck-up is the result of 2 events, one today, and one about a month ago. I, 21F, am living at home the summer before my senior year of college. I work as a babysitter for a local family, often starting in the early afternoon. Last month I was scheduled to start around 4:30, so I was going about my day and took a shower and decided to bring my vibrator with me for some fun before I cleaned up and went to work. I did my thing, no issues, put the vibrator aside, and took my shower. As I was getting out though, my mom yelled through the bathroom door that my brother left the gas tank of my car empty, and I needed to fill it up before I left. Shit, I didn't have time for this. I had to throw my clothes on and rush out of the bathroom, totally forgetting the vibrator. In fact, I had no clue I had left it until that night when I got home. My mom just sat next to me on the couch and said, "Don't leave your toys in the bathroom next time." OMG, I was so embarrassed. But an adult daughter accidentally revealing she owns a sex toy isn't that bad, so by today, I was pretty much totally over it. And then today, I was going to jerk off again, had my pants pulled down and everything, and my mom walked right into my room. I don't lock the door, it doesn't lock. But she didn't knock either, she never does. Now, I was under the covers, so I wasn't exposed, and I tried to play it off. But she wanted me to try on an old coat, and she wanted me to stand up so I could see how it looked. I was forced to admit to her that I did not have pants on under the covers, and that she'd have to give me a sec to pull them back up. TIFU by drinking coffee. Burner account because my boyfriend knows my Reddit, and this is embarrassing. So, I don't know what it is, but something about me is that every time I drink coffee in the morning, it absolutely wrecks my stomach. I'm talking like it feels like someone is churning butter in my stomach. Yet, even knowing this, sometimes I just can't resist having a nice warm cup of coffee in the morning. That was the case this morning. So, as usual, I make my coffee, milk, creamer, the whole 9 yards, and I sit down and start drinking it. I got about halfway through my cup and thought to myself, weird. My stomach hasn't started hurting yet. Which I was grateful for, so I just continued on with my coffee. I finished my cup, and hallelujah. No stomach problems. Later that day, I had made plans to go camping with some friends at a lake. So, it's about 1 o'clock and I'm packing my stuff to go to the lake. I'm on my way there, when all of a sudden, looks like the coffee has caught up with me. No worries, I have a while till my friends get to the lake, so I'll find a porta potty and deal with it then. I get to the lake, and apparently my friends decided to show up early. Okay, no worries. Can still go find a toilet somewhere away from where we're camping. Well, lo and behold, there was literally one porta potty at this lake. The lake is owned by someone in my family. It's not a public lake. And this porta potty happened to be literally right near where we were camping. Okay, so I have two options. 1. Proceed to the porta potty, where we'll undoubtedly cause it to smell like toxic waste for the rest of the day, and risk our campsite smelling like dookie all night. Or 2. Try and hold it long enough to drive back to my house, roughly 15 minutes away. I decided there was no way I could hold it that long. So I asked my friends to walk down to the lake and see if they could find a nice spot to set up chairs for fishing, while I set up my tent. While they are doing that, I go into the porta potty, and my bowels invoke the wrath of Lucifer on that poor innocent toilet. So, I get done emptying my entire stomach into the porta potty, and walk out to set up my tent. My friends come back, and instantly one of them goes, "What is that horrible smell?" So I play it off and go, "Yeah, FR, I smell that too, WTF is that?" So my friend goes to investigate, and walks into the porta potty, and instantly froze and went, "Dude, who the fuck shat themselves in here?" So of course, being the noble person I am, I said, "Dude, maybe it was the other friend camping with us." I then convinced him to not mention it, so as to not embarrass our friend. So, we decided there was no way we could camp this close to this putrid stench. So we told the friend that we found a flatter spot to set up tents, and that was that. Sorry to my friend, who had to take the blame for the smell of hell's anus in the porta potty. TIFU by making my bully coworker cry. My coworker Z is disabled from the waist down. We've been working in the same office for 3 years. She is the most obnoxious loudmouth to ever breathe on this planet, because of which I never hang around her, but she has these two friends who keep poking fun at people and think they are the funniest people around. COVID was pretty bad for my family, and my coping mechanism has been binge eating, which led me to gain weight. Some coworkers told me that she has been calling me Snorlax behind my back, but I didn't care 'cause she didn't say it to my face. A few days ago, we had a team building exercise and had to give each other endearing names, and she named me Snorlax and everybody started to laugh. I said that I didn't find that funny and decided to not participate any further. The HR called me in and told me that it wasn't meant in a mean spirit and that I shouldn't take it to heart 'cause being silly is Z's nature, but she said that she was going to talk to Z and ask her to not call me that again. Our team has a WhatsApp group, and the next evening Z shared a video of a fat man dancing without a shirt and wrote cough cough a happy Pokemon. This was extremely petty, so I confronted her about it next day, and she tells me that she was only joking and I shouldn't take it to heart. I said that I was going to complain to the HR, and she asked me to go ahead, and when I moved a few steps away I heard people laughing. When I turned I saw that she was imitating the guy from the video. I yelled at her that it would have been actually funny if she could rise up on her 2 feet and then dance. And I said again that she should get up from her chair to make everybody laugh. She started to cry, like she absolutely lost it. I thought that she was only faking it for sympathy, but they had to take her to see a doctor 'cause she wouldn't stop crying. Now I'm suspended for 2 weeks, and I don't know how that will reflect on my performance review in the future. I was working my ass off for a promotion. I think Z has some serious issues, and I rubbed her wrong.